Just a few weeks ago, when the Orlando Magic announced the injury timeline to their all-star franchise player Paolo Banchero, everyone pretty much reacted in a negative manner. Understandably so, with the way that they had gotten off to a pretty decent start, but the play that followed after Banchero's injury pretty much followed the trend of negativity. They lost their first 4 games in Paolo Banchero's absence, but now you look at the standings, and the Orlando Magic have righted the ship and remained at the upper tier of the Eastern Conference due to the play of one man, and that is the guy that we're going to be talking about in this video that you see in the title, their second star wing, Franz Wagner, who has led this Magic team now to 6 straight wins, having them currently at 10-7, and coming off a great comeback win versus a really good Lakers team that was on a win streak themselves, and Wagner went out there and balled. Knocked down the game-winning 3, scoring 37 points, had 11 assists, about 6 boards. He was dominating the game in every way possible. And if you know me, and you're an OG or a super OG follower of this channel, you would know that Franz Wagner has been one of my favorite young players in the league pretty much since his rookie season. But last season, I won't lie, he had a down year, at least shooting the basketball. He shot a below 30% clip from 3. But so far this season, he is back to where he's previously been for the majority of his career. And not only that, it also seems like since Banchero went down and Wagner's picked up a higher responsibility within the offense, that Franz has played at an all-NBA caliber level. If you look at his numbers since Banchero's injury, he is now averaging 25, 6, and 6 since he's become the primary initiator on this Magic team, which is huge for the already upward direction that this Orlando Magic franchise seems to be going in, carrying over from the previous 2 seasons now. Franz Wagner's ability to not only get to the basket and score, but also find guys has been a really great sight to see, especially if you're a Magic fan. He seems to have made some really nice improvements as a playmaker, which, relative to the problems this Magic team had coming into the season, is good for them. And I know Franz Wagner has basically been like a playmaker for this team for the previous couple years now, but I think he's really shown some nice improvements, like I said before, and I think it's good for them to know that they can rely on Franz even more to control the show, even when Paolo returns, to take some of that pressure off of him instead of throwing everything on Banchero and making him like a very high usage caliber player. The crazy part is Franz Wagner has been able to be this good on the offensive end and shouldering a huge part of the Magic offense, while also still being a really good defender and really good rebounder. He is just able to take on a variety of matchups with his size and his wingspan and his ability to move his feet really well for a guy someone his size. And I just think overall for Franz, this is like really good reps for him to just get his feet wet, being that guy, showing the improvements that he's made over the years, where if you go back to prior to Banchero being on the team, where he was the guy, he was showing things, but obviously this was a younger Franz Wagner. Not to say he's old, but this was a younger player. He wasn't ready yet to show what he can do. And I think now, with more experience, and you see him in this role, he's showing that, hey, look, I can do this too. It's not just Paolo. I can also go out there and be a really good offensive initiator for this team. And I think this is good for him, like I mentioned, because I think at least now, hopefully him and Paolo can have like a nice balance, because these 2 players are so good that I'm pretty serious when I say this. I think they can be on the same tier level with Brown and Tatum when it comes to wing tandems when these guys hit their prime years. I mean, we got to look at it like this. They have completely rebuilt this Orlando Magic franchise, and we got to remember, it's just the beginning. I mean, Paolo Banchero just recently turned 22 years old, and Franz Wagner is still just 23 in his 4th year in the league. And I think we tend to forget these things because we want everything to be so fast when it comes to player development And sometimes you got to realize, like I've said in previous videos, it's not always going to be a straight line up. Sometimes there's going to be some ups and downs. And like I mentioned, Franz last season was a down year for him, but I don't think that was enough, for me at least, to look at Franz and be like, oh yeah, he is not really, or he's not as good as I thought he was before. I just thought, all right, he needs to bounce back. I think he can. And so far, he's playing like an all-NBA level player. I mean, it's truly amazing what he's been doing. This is the best basketball of his career easily. And I'm excited to see if this is what he can continue to do for the rest of his career. I mean, if Franz continues to show that this is the standard for what he can do, and Paolo also continues to dominate in his own way, as we've seen, and also the way that he started off this season prior to injury, they can have the Orlando Magic become a legitimate contender for years and years to come, making them a legitimate threat to the Boston Celtics and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. As we all see right now, they're a dominant team, and we look at the Boston Celtics as like the standard of the league. I think the Magic have two foundational pieces that can make them that kind of team. And Franz Wagner playing at this level is one of the reasons why I believe that the Orlando Magic are going to be a problem for a lot of years. Anyways, that's going to do it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out any of my previous videos, the one that I did on Dalton Connect especially, and what he's been for the Lakers this season. This has been a checkup. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.